Good afternoon, I'm Malcolm Jordan and this is your Midday News Fix for Monday the 16th of March. A plea from the Prime Minister to Kiwis not to panic buy petrol. Shipping remains at a standstill in the Strait of Hormuz 3 weeks after the US and Israel launched war on Iran. New Zealand has 57 days worth of petrol, 46 days of aviation fuel and about 50 days of diesel. Chris Luxon says we're well positioned.
We had Simon Watts in Japan yesterday. The reason is that we get about 51% of all our fuel out of South Korea and we get about 31% out of Singapore. We're confident in the supply that we can get from those places.
And transport operators are warning they have no option but to pass higher fuel costs on to customers. Transporting New Zealand Chief Executive Dom Kalassi says truck drivers fill up every day and see increases immediately.
If fuel goes up about 25%, then that is equivalent to a roughly 4% increase in transport costs.
Fonterra boss Miles Hurrell believes now is the right time to leave the dairy co-op. Hurrell's announced his resignation after 8 years as CEO and 25 years with the company. He's recently overseen the sale of Fonterra's consumer arm to French company Lactalis for $4.22 billion. Herald Now's Garth Bray says Hurrell has accomplished his goal of simplifying the business down to making products.
Question mark there was, would he stick around for the next 3 years to see it return to the same sort of profitability by 2028 that he talked about? But he said, no, it's time to go.
The Regulation Minister says he's open to changing rules for the domestic medicinal cannabis sector following success in the export market. Health New Zealand data reveals the dispensing of medicinal cannabis products soared from nearly 5,000 in 2020 to more than 260,000 last year. Lachlan Rennie has more.
Cannabis Clinic CEO Wasim Al-Zahir warns without rule changes, some companies are at risk of going under in the next 12 months. Regulation Minister David Seymour is encouraging domestic suppliers to get in touch with the Ministry of Regulation on improvements they'd like to see.
Transnational crime is on the agenda as the Prime Minister meets Samoa's leader in Apia today. Chris Luxon's on a 3-day trip to Samoa and Tonga, properly meeting their new Prime Ministers. Luxon says both countries have struggles with illicit drugs and it's a chance to discuss the issue.
So I've got the Police Commissioner with me, the Head of Customs with me, because we really want to continue that work. We've been working very well and constructively over the last 9 months.
Today's Oscars ceremony will see glitz, glamour and even tighter security. The 98th Academy Awards start around midday with front-running nominees like Leonardo DiCaprio, Michael B. Jordan and Jessie Buckley walking the carpet. A federal warning of a possible Iranian attack at the event has had organisers working with the FBI and Los Angeles police. To sport, the New Zealand women have beaten Australia 22-21 to win the latest Sevens World Series event in New Jersey. Cam Young has won the Players' Championship by a stroke, finishing at 13 under par on the Sawgrass course. A maiden all-whites call-up for Lachlan Bayliss to play Finland and Chile this month after scoring 5 goals and helping the Jets to the top of the A-League football table. And New Zealand leg spinner Ish Sodhi has been ruled out of the T20 cricket series against South Africa with a broken thumb. I'm Malcolm Jordan. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at 5 p.m. from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.